Should you sell your Los Angeles home in 2026? LA housing market update and seller tips. Thinking about selling your Los Angeles home in 2026 and you're wondering if now actually is the right time? Hi, I'm Alicia Rivett, a Los Angeles realtor with the Agency in Beverly Hills, and today we're breaking down one of the biggest questions homeowners are asking right now. Should you sell your home in 2026 or should you wait? I'll cover what exactly is happening in terms of home prices, buyer demand, mortgage rates, inventory levels, and the biggest mistakes sellers are making this year. So by the end of this video, you have a much clearer idea whether selling now makes sense for your situation. What's happening in the LA market? The Los Angeles market isn't as simple as saying it's a buyer's or seller's market, because in reality, every neighborhood is performing a little different. Areas like Playa Vista, Manhattan Beach, Beverly Hills, or West Hollywood, they're all experiencing different levels of inventory and different levels of buyer demand. Overall, we're seeing more homes are coming onto the market compared to the last couple of years. Buyers are also being a lot more selective as well. The well-priced homes are still receiving strong interest. Meanwhile, overpriced homes are sitting on the market much longer. So unlike the frenzy we experienced during COVID, for instance, buyers today have a lot more choices. So this means pricing your home correctly is now more important than ever. Are home prices going down? This is probably the question I get asked the most. Are prices decreasing? The answer isn't simple black and white, for instance. Some neighborhoods have experienced price adjustments. Meanwhile, many desirable Los Angeles communities tend to see still stable values because inventory remains relatively low. The biggest difference is that homes aren't automatically going for way over asking like we saw in COVID, for instance. Today's buyers are a lot more educated and a lot more selective. So buyers today are comparing every property online before scheduling a private showing. So if your home is priced too aggressively, for instance, buyers often don't even schedule a showing and walk through the door. But the good news is the beautifully presented move-in ready homes that are priced appropriately are still commanding strong offers and strong buyer interest. Why some homes sell immediately and others don't. Have you ever noticed two homes hit the market at the same time and one sells within a couple weeks while others sit on the market for months? Usually it comes down to three factors in particular. Number one, pricing. The first month on the market is the most important time. That's usually when the buyer excitement is at its highest. Number two, marketing. So this includes professional photography, property tour, drone footage, floor plans, social media exposure, YouTube marketing, Zillow showcase when appropriate, and also reaching out to the other local agents make a huge difference in the exposure of your property. Number three, presentation. So for instance, fresh paint, decluttering, for instance, staging, minor repairs, and great curb appeal. These are all relatively small improvements that can dramatically increase buyer interest. Should you wait for lower interest rates? Many homeowners are waiting for interest rates to drop before selling, but here's something worth thinking about. If rates fall significantly, buyer demand usually increases in correlation. So this means you're likely to have more competition from other sellers that were waiting on the sidelines as well. In many cases, listing before everyone else enters the market can actually work in your favor. Because remember, you can control when you sell, but we can't control the market. So trying to time the market perfectly is candidly incredibly difficult. So instead of focusing on whether selling now makes sense, focus on what your personal, financial, or perhaps lifestyle goals are in regards to selling your property. Signs is a great time for you to sell. Regardless of what's happening in the market, here are some signs that selling now might make sense for you. So for instance, if you've outgrown your current home, you're looking to downsize, you're relocating, you have significant equity in the property, you're looking to reduce your monthly expenses, or you're ready for a lifestyle change or want to move closer to family, or perhaps you just simply been thinking about selling for a while. The market matters, but also your personal goals matter even more. The biggest seller mistakes in 2026. Here are some of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing homeowners make this year. Number one, pricing based on what your neighbor sold for a year ago. The market changes constantly, so your home should be priced based on today's recent comps. Of course, it varies on every property, but you candidly want to be looking at the most recent sales within the past 3 months. Number 2 is skipping home preparation. First impressions matter now more than ever, so it's definitely important to set some time aside, chat with your agent of what they recommend, that you can leave a lasting first impression on buyers touring your property. Number 3, hire an agent solely based on commission. So for instance, besides commission, you should be focusing on the agent's marketing strategy, negotiation skills, communication, local expertise, because all these factors can have a much larger impact on your final sales price. And finally, it's waiting too long because you're hoping for the perfect market. Rarely is there a perfect market in Los Angeles, so I think it's important to make decisions based on what your overall goals are, perhaps personally, professionally, and also financially, and how that ties into your real estate goals as well. So, should you sell your Los Angeles home in 2026? For many homeowners, the answer is yes, but only if it aligns with your financial goals, your timing, and your next move. Every neighborhood in Los Angeles is different, and every home has its own story. That's why I always recommend looking at your home's value, the local market conditions, and your personal goals together before making a decision. So, if you're curious what your home could sell for in today's market, I'd be happy to provide a professional home value analysis with no obligation. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with the neighborhood you live in or any questions you might have about the local market here in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.